This week, our contenders impressed us with their knowledge on topics like the films of Karan Johar, the movie Fantastic Mr. Fox, Western music theory, and the electromagnetic spectrum. Tonight, though, only one will earn their place in the semi-finals. I'm Mark Fennell, and welcome to Mastermind. Good evening and welcome to the Mastermind Weekly Final. Our contenders have showed us that they deserve to be here tonight, but this is a show that they cannot prepare for, and here they are. Our first finalist tonight is Richard Corra, who works in commercial partnerships. Richard gave us a hilarious insight into the British sitcom Peep Show. Next, Nicola Ritchie, a teacher, was tested on the life of Hugo Throssell, impressively taking out the win. Our third finalist is lecturer Sarah Croker, who won with her heat on the First Ladies of the USA in the 20th century. And finally, mathematics teacher Michael Ginn literally sang his way through his episode with the music of Carole King. Each contender has 2 minutes of general knowledge questions, followed by the slow burn round. Only one will make their way through our semi-finals and compete for this unique Mastermind Bowl designed by artist Dennis Golding, plus the almighty honour of being named Australia's Mastermind. So, let's begin. Time for our first contender. Your name?
Michael Ginn.
Occupation?
Mathematics teacher.
And is that your lucky jumper?
Certainly is there, Mark. You picked it well. Brings me luck.
All right, Michael, are you ready?
Certainly am, Mark.
Your time starts now. In the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons, the character Tweety Pie is what domesticated yellow bird?
A canary.
Correct. Which wrought iron structure was the tallest man-made structure in the world when it was completed in 1889?
Pass.
A well-known Aboriginal creation story sees a greedy frog of what name drink all of the land's water only to laugh it all back up?
Ulladulla.
Tiddalik. One of the 7 continents, which is the 5th largest in area but smallest in terms of population?
Australia.
Antarctica. In 2019, the Sydney Symphony Orchestra announced the appointment of its first female chief conductor, Simone who?
Gardner.
Young. Which of Shakespeare's plays includes the characters Lady Capulet, Friar Lawrence, Benvolio and Lady Montague?
Pass.
Joh Bjelke-Petersen, who was my mentor and whom I never met, is a quote from the maiden parliamentary speech of which Australian Deputy Prime Minister?
Kevin Rudd.
Barnaby Joyce. The cities of Memphis and Nashville are in which US state that has the postal abbreviation TN?
Tennessee.
Correct. In the TV series Sean McAuliffe's Mad as Hell, what word flashes on screen at the end of clips of politician Bill Shorten phrasing a sentence like a joke?
Mad.
Zinger. In an event known as the dismissal, on what date in 1975 did Governor-General John Kerr sack Prime Minister Gough Whitlam?
November the 10th.
November 11. According to Greek mythology, the Trojan War ended after Odysseus and other soldiers entered Troy, hidden inside a huge wooden statue of what animal?
A horse.
Correct. Spanish luxury fashion house Balenciaga created the wedding gown for which Australian film star when she married in 2006?
Nicole Kidman.
Correct. The lottery company Tats Group traces its history to publican George Adams, who ran his first sweepstakes on a horse race in which Australian city?
Melbourne.
Sydney. According to the 1960s Dionne Warwick hit I'll Never Fall in Love Again, what disease of the lungs will you contract after kissing a guy?
Pass.
So, Michael, you had 3 passes. I'll take you through them. Dionne Warwick thinks you're going to get pneumonia. Lady Capulet and Lady Montague happen to be in Romeo and Juliet. And the man-made structure completed in 1889 was the Eiffel Tower. But you did collect 4 points that round. Thanks so much. Go back to the team. And that means it is time for our second contender. Your name?
Sarah Croker.
Occupation?
Lecturer.
And of course, you blew us away with your knowledge of First Ladies. And one thing I didn't ask you the other day was, how do you think the role of the First Lady, in at least American politics, has changed, has evolved over the years?
I think There is less emphasis on socialising these days and more emphasis on issues. During my research, I found it interesting how every First Lady interpreted the role differently, and that continues to the present day, and I think that is a good thing.
Absolutely fascinating topic, and thank you for bringing it to the show. Are you ready to launch into your general knowledge round?
Yes.
All right, Sarah, your time starts now. In a well-known Australian nursery rhyme, which member of the kingfisher family is called the Merry, Merry King of the Bush?
Kookaburra.
Correct. Also known as the Spanish opening, the Roy Lopez is a popular opening move in which board game?
Chess.
Correct. If you were to visit Rembrandt's The Night Watch at the Rijksmuseum, what European city would you be in?
Amsterdam.
Correct. In 1997, Australian Democrats leader Cheryl Kernot defected and joined which other party?
Greens.
Labor Party. Susie DeMarchi is the lead singer of which rock band whose self-titled debut album spent 6 weeks at #1 on the 1992 ARIA albums chart?
The White Stripes.
Baby Animals. In the human body, the second cranial nerve is the optic nerve, which carries signals from which sensory organ to the brain?
The eyes.
Correct. What term for electromagnetic radiation with wavelengths from 1 millimetre to 1 metre also means an appliance that heats food using such radiation?
Microwave.
Correct. Which male sprinter won gold medals in the 100 and 200 metre events at consecutive Olympiads in London, Beijing and Rio de Janeiro?
Usain Bolt.
Correct. Zeus, Hera and Apollo, who were among the 12 ancient Greek gods who ruled after the Titans, called which mountain home?
Mount Olympus.
Correct. In the names of 3 of the top 100 US corporations, what word goes before electric, motors and dynamics?
General.
Correct. Set against the background of the French Revolution, the events of Charles Dickens's A Tale of Two Cities takes place in Paris and which other city?
London.
Correct. Which 2014 fantasy film starring Meryl Streep and Anna Kendrick is inspired by the Brothers Grimm fairy tales?
Little Red Shoes.
Into the Woods. The island country of Papua New Guinea has 3 official languages: Tok Pision, Hirimotu and which other?
Papua New Guinean.
English. Which great playwright rewrote his unsuccessful play The Wood Demon into the vastly more successful Uncle Vanya?
Tolstoy.
Anton Chekhov. 9 points. We'll see you later for the slow burn round. Until then, that's it. Time for our next contender. Your name?
Nicola Ritchie,
And your occupation?
teacher.
So, you are a geography teacher,
Right now I am, yes.
but of all the subjects in the world, what are the ones you're most passionate about teaching?
Definitely history. I trained as a historian first up, and then when I found out there was no permanent roles in it, I thought teaching sounded like a good idea.
Why do you love history?
I love learning about the trials and tribulations of people who came before us. It tells us why the world is the way it is now, both in bad ways and in good ways.
Couldn't agree more. Nicola, are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Your time starts now. Traditionally, what number is being referred to when a bingo caller announces 2 little ducks?
2.
22. The title of which BBC sketch comedy series includes the surnames of the 2 performers with the first names Dawn and Jennifer?
French and Saunders.
Correct. In 1987, Kerry Packer's PBL sold the Channel 9 network for just over $1 billion to which Australian businessman?
Mel.
Alan Bond. The Pulitzer Prizes are prestigious awards in American books, journalism, drama and music and were created in which century?
1800s.
The 20th century. Papeete is the capital city of French Polynesia and is situated on which South Pacific island?
Tonga.
Tahiti. Which footballer is standing with the painter Vincent Namatjira in the 2020 Archibald Prize-winning portrait entitled Stand Strong for Who You Are?
Sydney Swans player.
Adam Goodes, I need there. Which UK band recorded a song for the James Bond film Spectre that was deemed too dark, with producers instead using a song by Sam Smith?
Fall Out Boy.
Radiohead. Sold in green, yellow and red varieties, what do Australians call the food product known as bell peppers in other parts of the world?
Capsicum.
Correct. In September 1846, German astronomer Johann Gottfried Galle became the first person to knowingly view which planet?
Neptune.
Correct. Although born in country Victoria, John Curtin is the only Australian Prime Minister to represent an electorate in which state?
Tasmania.
Western Australia. Which iconic Hollywood actress, star of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and The 7-Year Itch, used the pseudonym Zelda Zonk when travelling?
Marilyn Monroe.
Correct. American inventor Charles Seeberger is credited with creating what name for a type of moving staircase that he designed?
Escalator?
Correct. Bordering to the west of the Andaman Sea and the Isthmus of Kra is a feature of which continent?
Africa.
Asia. Born Henry McCarthy in 1859, the American outlaw who adopted the alias William H. Bonney became best known by what byname?
Billy the Kid?
Correct. 6 points that round, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks.
After the break, Richard will face his general knowledge round. How will he do? Hey, there's only one way to find out. You've got to stick around. See you soon.
Tonight at 7:30, it's Great Asian Railway Journeys. And later, see amazing out-of-this-world performances in the Eurovision Song Contest 2022 Semi-Final 1 replay.
Scott Morrison doesn't hold a hose, but he should have held a calculator. The millions of taxpayer dollars he wasted on sports rorts and car parks really added up. He doubled our debt even before COVID. And letting massively profitable companies keep JobKeeper payments is one of the reasons our debt has now tripled. Some of that money could have gone to making your life a bit easier. He says he's good with money, but that really doesn't add up.
Authorised P. Erickson, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
At E&S, get huge savings across the Fisher & Paykel range for 10 days only. Like this 8.5 kilo washer, only $8.99. Or this double drawer dishwasher, just $15.99. And this French door fridge, only $24.99. Plus 15% cash back on selected kitchen packages. Our consultants are Fisher & Paykel experts, and we won't be beaten on price. So visit one of our 9 showrooms today or shop online and get the E&S feeling.
Looking for a better energy deal? Switch to AGL Online and we'll load you up with up to $150 in bill credits, with $75 off your electricity and $75 off your gas. That's altogether great value. Switch to AGL today.
Well, your internet needs a Dodo do-over. I should do it, and with reliable NBN plans from $55 a month, you can reno your whole home. Internet. You'll even get the first month free. Time to go Dodo.
There's a hole in your budget, dear Labor, dear Labor.
Labor can't say how they'd pay for billions in extra spending. That means
more taxes are coming, more taxes with Labor.
It won't be easy under Albanese. Authorised by AHOS Liberal, Canberra.
Oreo, stay playful.
Welcome back. This is the Mastermind Weekly Final. It is now time for Richard to face his general knowledge round. So will our final contender please meet me at the black chair? Your name?
Richard Curra.
Occupation?
Commercial partnerships.
Richard, you brought us one of the great modern British comedies. I do feel compelled to ask, now that you're here in Australia, which country makes better comedy, the UK or Australia?
I feel very Australian now, but I'm still quite British in my heart, so I must have to say the UK.
OK, well, we're going to kick you out of the country now, but are you ready for these questions?
I am.
Your time starts now. In golf, the term birdie indicates that a player has completed a hole in how many strokes under par?
1.
Correct. Which traditional national Scottish dish contains offal, suet, oatmeal and seasoning put into a sheep's stomach and boiled?
Haggis.
Correct. Airing from 1989 to 1997, which morning children's TV show was co-hosted by a puppet voiced by Jamie Dunn?
Animal Farm.
Agro's Cartoon Connection. In the original version of Trivial Pursuit, the entertainment category corresponded to what colour wedges?
Orange.
Pink. The Southern Cross is clearly seen on the flags of countries in the Pacific region and is among the stars on which South American country's flag?
Bolivia.
Brazil. Which legendary British pioneer of modern nursing who served during the Crimean War was known as the Lady with the Lamp?
Florence Nightingale.
Correct. In 2019, Australian footballer Sam Kerr moved to the UK to begin playing for which team in the Women's Super League?
Chelsea.
Correct. Which Irish playwright and author of Waiting for Godot also wrote a play titled Breath that typically runs for up to 35 seconds?
Oscar Wilde.
Samuel Beckett. The Ramsar Convention, an intergovernmental treaty on wetlands, is named after a city in which country where it was first signed?
New Zealand.
Iran. Launched in 2009 as a sustainable lights event featuring Brian Eno, Sydney's Festival of Lights is known by what 5-letter name?
Vivid.
Vivid, correct. Hackers can overwhelm a website's capacity to operate with persistent requests known as a DDoS attack, which is an acronym for Distributed Denial of what?
Server.
Service. Played by Paige O'Hara in the original and Emma Watson in the remake, what is the name of the lead female character in Disney's Beauty and the Beast?
Bella.
Belle. A 1968 song by Toots and the Maytals is credited with popularising the name of what West Indian music genre?
Reggae.
Correct. The name of which fictional extraterrestrial species in the Star Trek franchise is based on a Persian and Arabic word for foreigner or European?
Klingon.
Ferengi. All right, Richard, you did pick up 6 points that round. We'll see you very soon for the slow burn round. Until then, head back to the chair for me.
Thanks, Matt.
That is the end of the general knowledge round. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place on 4 points is Michael. In joint 2nd place on 6 points are Nicola and Richard. And in the lead at the moment on 9 points is Sarah. Which means it is now time for the slow burn round. 10 clues, 10 points on offer, no timer, but the contenders will be deprived of a point as each clue passes without an answer. Tonight's categories are a book, a film, a song and an animal. All contenders may choose their category. However, the current 4th place contender has the first choice. The aim here is to be strategic with the choice of topic and the timing as well, because they only get one shot at an answer. And first up in the chair will be Michael. Michael, book, film, song or an animal?
I think you know what I'm going to pick there, Mark. It's going to be a song.
Michael, we are looking for a song. You have 10 clues. This song reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and climbed to number 3 in Australia. It was recorded at American Sound Studio in Memphis, Tennessee.
No.
It was first released on May 28, 1969.
I'll have a crack.
Okay.
Frank Ifield, I remember you.
Did you just pick that because you knew how to sing it?
No, I thought that might be a go. It sounded a bit of country, Frank Ifield. Yeah, about that time. And I thought, yeah, he went overseas to make it big. And I had to make it big there, make a big decision there, Mark.
Well, Michael, it's not.
Oh.
But I'm going to give you a few other clues just to see if you would have got it. During the COVID pandemic, the singer changed the lyrics to include the phrases washing hands and don't touch me, I won't touch you. Any thoughts? When first released as a single in the US, it had the subtitle, Good Times Never Seemed So Good.
Aha, yes. I think I've got it, Mark. Is it Sweet Caroline?
It was Sweet Caroline, yes. Unfortunately...
Boom, boom, boom.
Which weirdly was actually one of the clues we didn't get to. Michael, unfortunately, you don't get any points out of that round, but you do still have your 4 points from before. Thank you so much for giving it a crack.
Great. Thanks very much, Mark.
It was a pleasure, Michael. Up next in the chair, can I please have Nicola? Right now, 9 is the number to beat. You're on 6, and your options are a book, film, or animal.
Film, please.
All right. You have 10 clues, starting with nominated for 6 Oscars, though winning none, this film was one of the highest grossing for the year of its release. It ranks at number 60 on the AFI's list 100 Years, 100 Thrills. James Newton Howard composed its score, and it was shot by Tak Fujimoto. Olivia Williams, Donnie Wahlberg, and Misha Barton are among its supporting actors.
I'll have a crack. Is it The Sixth Sense?
Yes.
Sorry.
It was Misha Barton, wasn't it, that gave it away?
Yeah.
Because she plays the girl. And
She's got two roles, sick girl and OC.
Yeah. Congratulations. That is incredible work. You picked up 7 new points that round, bringing you up to a new total of 13, Nicola. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Head back to the chair for a minute. After the break, our final 2 contenders, Richard and Sarah, will face their slow burn moment. We will see you very soon.
In the news, Finland says it wants to seek NATO membership without delay. The Defence Minister says a Chinese surveillance ship has been tracked off the WA coast. And we hear from the winner of this year's Archibald Prize. Those details coming up shortly.
Eurovision is back and too big to miss.
Representing Australia, Sheldon Riley.
The Eurovision weekend starts tonight 8:30 on SBS A World of Difference.
This campaign, day after day, is a choice for Australians.
As the campaigning continues, we cut through the political noise. SBS World News, nightly at 6:30, or stream it on SBS On Demand.
Medibank asks, can the way we live be better?
I'm Sammy and I'm a project coordinator. I was stuck on the couch. My hobbies were watching TV. I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this big. As soon as I picked up my first weapon, I knew that this was a sport for me. Climb a tower and be a princess and get shot at with arrows, wizards throwing spell packets. It's an amazing feeling. It's euphoric.
There are so many ways we can live better. Search Medibank Live Better to find yours.
There's a hole in your budget, dear Labor, dear Labor.
Labor can't say how they'd pay for billions in extra spending. That means
More taxes are coming, more taxes with Labor.
it won't be easy under Albanese. Authorised by Ahurst Liberal, Canberra.
Maria from Melbourne told me she saved $310 on home and contents insurance by switching online to Budget Direct. That's when I knew they'd solved it. It's time you switch to Budget Direct.
During the election campaign, Scott Morrison would like Victorians to forget how he treated us.
New South Wales is the gold standard.
Or how he gave us just 6% of infrastructure funding.
It's not my job to do that.
Authorised by C4, Australian Labor Party, Melbourne. Oreo, stay playful.
Investing. Some think it's only for the big end of town, but not in Australia. And not at AMP, because we're a nation of investors at heart. When we put super aside, we're investing for retirement. That savings account we open when we're starting out, that's an investment. It's why AMP has been investing in and for Australians since 1849 to help us realise our goals. AMP, for the investor in all of us.
Welcome back to Mastermind. Right now, it is anyone's game. Our final 2 contenders, Richard and Sarah, are about to take on their slow burn round. And up next in the chair is Richard. Richard, 13 is now the number to beat. You are on 6. Book or animal?
I'll go book, please, Mark.
All right, we are looking for a book. You have 10 clues, starting with this book was the first published novel for its author. British writer and illustrator Thomas Taylor painted the cover for the first edition. A 2020 podcast reading of the book features various celebrities, including Dakota Fanning, Stephen Fry, and David Beckham. For its US publication, various words were changed, such as crumpet for English muffin.
I'll take a guess, Mark. I think I have to at this point. Let's go Great Expectations.
No. I'll give you some other clues to see if you would have got it. Among its minor characters are Madam Hooch, Professor Binns, Peeves, and Dudley Dursley. You worked it out yet?
Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone.
Indeed, it was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Unfortunately, you don't collect any points out of that round, but you do still have your 6 points. Thanks so much. Head back to the chair. And finally, Sarah, please meet me in the chair. Nicola's 13 remains the number to beat. You are on 9, and we are looking for an animal. Your first clue is, the International Union for Conservation of Nature classifies this animal as vulnerable to extinction. Often considered just the one species, modern studies suggest there are up to 9 species. It was first brought to Europe in 46 BC by Julius Caesar. Living in herds, its main predators are lions, leopards, hyenas, and wild dogs.
There's a lot of things in herds.
Its closest living relative is the okapi. An animated version of this animal was voiced by Janine Garofalo in The Wild, and another was voiced by David Schwimmer in the Madagascar films. The mascot of the US retailer Toys R Us is this animal named Jeffrey.
Giraffe.
It is giraffe. You got that on clue number 4. On top of your 9, brings you up to 13 points. Head back to your chair for me. And with that, let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place on 4 points is Michael. In 3rd place on 6 is Richard, but incredibly locked in 1st place with 13 points are both Sarah and Nicola. Which means we have a tie-break. I will read these same questions to both Nicola and Sarah. The highest score wins. No passes, only answers. Nicola, you're up first. Sarah, please make your way out of the studio. With around 91 out of the 262 in the country, which US state has the largest number of active volcanoes?
Idaho.
Alaska. Amelia Earhart became the first woman to pilot a plane across the Atlantic Ocean, landing in which UK country in June 1928?
Wales.
Correct. What folk song from the Bahamas about a boat is covered by the Beach Boys on their album Pet Sounds?
Titanic the musical.
Sloop John B. Thanks, Nicola. Please head back to your chair. And Sarah, can you please join me in the Mastermind chair? With around 91 out of 262 in the country, which US state has the largest number of active volcanoes?
Hawaii.
Alaska. Amelia Earhart became the first woman to pilot a plane across the Atlantic Ocean, landing in which UK country in June 1928?
Australia.
Wales. What folk song from the Bahamas about a boat is covered by the Beach Boys on their album Pet Sounds?
Little Blue Boat.
Sloop John B. Sarah, please head back to the chair. And with that, we have a winner. With a new score of 14, tonight's champion is Nicola. That was a nail-biter. Congratulations, Nicola. We will see you in the semi-final. And that is all from us. Join us again next time on Mastermind. I'm Mark Fennell. Good night.
During the weekly heat, I was actually feeling really excited. Everyone was super lovely. Everyone was really interesting. It's great to be able to talk about your topics with people. So a little nervous, but mostly just having a good time. What will I do with the bowl if I win? I didn't think I'd get this far. I guess I'll just keep fruiting it.